Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 7 Days of Summer, Lost Alpha. In the last episode, I was really very angry at Semyon. I've since grown, I've learned, I have become a new person. I've found myself, and I've also taken a little bit of a break. I've been doing other shit. But again, I promise, I'm going to pump out a daily video, or I'm going to pump out 2 videos in the span of one day to make up for the day that I didn't upload. But I will get you at least a video per day. Maybe not a video daily, but a video per day I can guarantee. You might also be wondering why I'm wearing this hat today. No, you're not. You're not wondering that, actually. So let's get straight into it. And I had no choice but to go, oh yeah, before I forget, yeah. So Semyon was being a huge chud, but then he made up with Slavia, I guess, I hope. And now he's gonna go do canteen service because fuck our lives, I guess. And I had no choice but to go to the canteen. The food will not digest itself and the pioneers will not be fed by themselves. I want to say that in all normal camps they switched to a self-service system a long time ago, but this is clearly not our case. The local pioneers will crucify me if they come to breakfast and find no food on the tables. That's pretty true. Well, or maybe not crucified, but simply maimed. In any case, you should hurry. Ulyanka, even though I have a head start, will still be at the dining room early. Sharp cries were already heard from the square, counting the rhythm of the exercises, and I didn't even want to. Whether I'm glad or not that I'm not swinging now along to with all my arms, legs, and other limbs. An absolute plus is that they're now standing in the cold and they still have lineup, and a minus, yes, most likely, that they will force me to peel potatoes. Of course, Uliana managed to get bored while waiting for her to be launched to a work facility. She did not remember about dousing on the washstands. Took you long enough. Did you bring the keys? No, and how do I even supposed to get them? Our entrance is on the other side. I somehow didn't think of that. She confessed and immediately turned around to run further. If only I hadn't put my hand on her shoulder and turned her around. She took 2 steps and rested against me before it dawned on her that she was moving, to put it mildly, in the wrong direction. Oi! And what are you doing here? I sighed and mentally forbade myself from dreaming of strangling this petty source of trouble. No one will appreciate it. That's it, cut the jokes. Now we quickly covered, clean up, and scatter before lunch. Nuh-uh. Yesterday at the supper they posted the menu for today. There'll be mash again, so we're peeling potatoes. So better work together then. Sooner we start. Ooh, new scenery. We haven't seen this one before. We walked around the perimeter of the canteen and knocked from the staff entrance where food trucks usually arrive up. By the way, never seen them arrive. Knock, knock. We were studied for some time through the glass door and finally the lock clicked, unlocking. Helpers arrived, huh? The big lady in a white suit and apron smiled. The cook, it seems. I'm not gonna give her a new voice because I can't be bothered. Ulyanka wanted to say something, but I quickly rubbed her back and smiled as politely as I could. Of course, helpers. Always wanted to see the insides of a kitchen. Wow, what a well-mannered young man. That's your chance to see, of course. We were ushered into the Holy of Holies, past the utility rooms, right into the hot heart of the kitchen, where huge aluminum cauldrons were already gurgling on the melted stoves, spreading the smell of rice porridge and cocoa around them. Would they be aluminum? Isn't aluminum kind of low melting point? I feel like it would not resist a lot of anything. Whatever. I looked longingly at some dryer woman who, with us with a practiced movement, opened a can of condensed milk and knocked it over into a pan of cocoa. Ulyanka didn't care at all about this. After looking around a bit, she immediately found an ownerless dressing gown and threw it on herself, immediately turning into a kind of ghost. The dressing gown was 5 sizes larger, and she is completely drowned in it. There was laughter from behind. It seems that the cooks have already managed to appreciate all the benefits of Uliana staying here. It remains only to keep her busy before her destructive tendencies spoil the first impression. So, where do I start? Ah, yes, simple. Washing hands. That's understandable. What's next? Arrange the glasses on the tables according to the number of chairs, take the teapots, and pour the cocoa. That'd be easy. After rinsing my hands, I drove a cart to the distribution and unloaded everything I needed onto it. The work went quite quickly, and quickly. It went super quickly, because you can tell because they said quickly twice. Egoza and a hooligan, Ulyanka turned out to be an indispensable assistant. Like everything she did, she gave herself entirely, working from the heart and as quickly as she could. I don't think that's necessarily out of duty, so much as out of getting out of here as quickly as possible, and I don't blame her. I would be doing the same thing. So we set the tables from the junior squads quickly, even having some time to have a little fun with the normal human coffee in the back room before the doors opened and launched the first pack of hungry pioneers into the canteen. We didn't serve the senior squads. Such was the arrangement between the camp administration and the canteen employees. The latter were tired of the fact that the seniors constantly did not want to eat anything. As a result, the senior squads were now completely self-servicing. Needless to say, this found the most lively response in the ranks of the pioneers. Nobody forced you to take what you're not going to eat. Well, in any case, if you manage to come in with your squad, if you manage to come in with your squad. Otherwise, the leader could well have taken a portion for you. As example, it was yesterday when I was confronted with the fact that you should eat it and I don't care. I found myself standing, leaning against the wall and smiling paternally as I watched the hungry pioneers occupy the tables and quickly work with spoons consuming the cooked food. He's so proud of himself. Slavia, as usual, approached silently and stood beside me. Oh my god, she's here too. What is she doing here? And this is the picture I see every day. By the way, I was thinking about what you said yesterday about the rescuers. It's time to talk about the rescuers, huh, is it? And? I asked blankly. It seems to me that the highest form of help would be saving lives. And you won't miss it. Again, it's 1989. Some real nasty shit's about to go down in a couple of years, so don't worry. You won't be out of a job. I waved my hand politely and pointedly. You won't be looking for things to do. I will, of course, but I think that every person has his own place, and I seem to have found mine. Well, at least someone will be in their place. Let's go eat. We took our turn at the distribution. Breakfast! The dining room was noisy, crowded, and uncomfortable. Everything was the same as always. I took myself a portion and stopped, choosing where to sit, although there was nothing to think about since Slavia was still standing nearby. The place next to Slavia is one of the safest places in the camp, if you have nothing against publicity, of course. Bon appetit! Thanks. It seems that she, for some unknown reason, suddenly felt uncomfortable and was silent for 10 whole seconds, not even smiling, just, yes. Socialism. Finally, she managed to control herself and, as a starter gesture, smiled, leaning slightly towards me. And she sat down like that. Like that! I lost myself again. Nightmare. If not for my young body, which was controlled mostly by hormones, I would avoid the company of this girl like fire. Come on, man. We just made so much progress. You can't go back now. Buddy, don't give up now. We just started. Semyon. I forced my eyes away from what she emphasized with the pose and tried to make eye contact. Not for long, but already a good start. In general, it is difficult for me to communicate with a person looking them eye to eye, and even more so with those who do not understand a different style of communication. Do you want to go to the beach today? If you say no, Semyon, I am going to end you. I am going to drag you right back to your miserable little Khrushchevka, and you're going to have to work as a freelance artist for the rest of your life and perhaps into death. Well into your death. I swear to God, I will turn this time travel around. To the beach? Yes, I haven't had many opportunities lately. More so, I prefer to swim in other places. Swim? That's all? Something hard to believe. She smiled shyly. Do you need help at the beach? Please! Semyon! I guess. She nodded, blushing in the process. Deal! Get you up on that! Hell yeah, baby. I impolitely pointed my finger at her. That's even better. Give me just an hour, I'll finish at the canteen. It doesn't end rush for me. Don't overwork too much. An hour and a half is at your disposal. I finished with Coco and stood up from the table. I've had an epic quest of cleaning the canteen awaiting me. I served the Soviet Union. And after another 10 minutes, the hall was empty. The pioneers were criminally good at destruction of food supplies. I went outside and intercepted Uliana, who was thinking of running away. Come on, run away. Gotta finish this morning's nightmare. Then you can go wherever you want to go. Here we go. She got upset. Sorry, folks. And I didn't want to go anywhere. I thought I'd go for a little run while you're having breakfast. Sure, whatever. But the tables are untidy and the floor's not swept. They're waiting, you know. He's finally growing into a semi-responsible young man. Really puts a tear to your eye. She nodded and walked into the room ahead of me, immediately grabbing the mop. I'll be sweeping from the other side, and you from this. Let's roll. What? Wait, where are you going? Tables first, everything else later. I don't want tables. There's always something left. especially after the miners. Here we are witnessing an escalation of age-based chauvinism, gentlemen. Please move away from the cage. You can't help it, such is the bitter bread of the duty officer. Yes, and after that, we're not free yet, remember? We'll go to peel potatoes. She sighed and suddenly lost all her enthusiasm. And really, who would like a reward for cleaning an entire canteen in the form of an opportunity to peel potatoes for the entire camp? It's not much, but it's honest work. Slavia? That's a good... You're not exactly guessing incorrectly, but still seems out of character. What? Slavia would love to be here right now. Slavia loves everything. I don't mean that as an insult. I'm saying. There's so much opportunities to use foolish hands and head. To sweeping the floor, for example. You called Slavia foolish? No, I call hands and head foolish. Get moving, I wouldn't want to spend the night here. She only snorted and threw off her grief, returning to the status of a red tornado. She did everything in good faith, and it took me a lot of trouble to move in the same rhythm with her, so when half an hour later we clapped palm on palm, meeting in the middle, I felt like a driven horse. At least the canteen was clean. Oh, you already finished? Oh, that's the canteen people. I'm not gonna give him voice. I don't know why I told her I was good. It doesn't matter. Oh, you already finished? Was heard somewhere from the kitchen. Alright, our machine is already finished. Come here. You come here. Ulyanka mimicked. That turned out unexpectedly funny. The kitchen itself was also shining here. Apparently, the children were not allowed in. They were cleaning on their own. Huge stoves crackled as they cooled in the back room. Judging by the abundance of taps, it was dishwashing room. The boilers were already drying out, and most of the workers had left. There was only that same cook whose name I forgot to ask, and now it was completely embarrassing to do so. Not relevant, not important. What is this buzz? Ulyanka asked casually, hiding behind my back. That's our machine. Don't mind it. It looks like a stove, man. What do you want me to say? It just looks like a stove. With these words, Cook unlocked the door, and a metal monster appeared to our eyes, clanging its mouth and vibrating as if it's ready to fly away any second. Potato peeler. Where? I see a scale. I see a stove. I see pots. I see the vent thing. I see a bunch of shit. I even see the potatoes, but I don't see no potato peeler. It's a whole thing. You know, the Soviet Union had potato peelers. There were these fucking massive machines the size of a room to peel a bunch of potatoes at once. And America just had, you know, a potato peeler. You peel potatoes with it at a hand. When you think about it that way, America was centuries behind the Soviet Union, she said proudly. One of the newest models. Sure looks the part. And what are we gonna do here then? We'll hunt for eyes. Because newest potato peeler cannot do that. Yeah, it cannot. I grinned. You got it right. That's good. Don't have to explain anything. How did this man know? Well, you know what? I'm not going to question why he doesn't know. As long as he knows. As long as he knows what he's getting into, and he works diligently, I don't care what he knows or doesn't. It's fine. She looked around the room wondering what to offer to us, and dusted off a chair and pointed to it. Little one will sit here, and for you, I'll figure out a stool or a box. Knives on the table. Fill one of the cauldrons to the third full of water, and get to work. When you're done, tell me. I'll come in and take the job. Is everything clear? Roger, cook, ma'am. Not just a cook, but a chef. I'll be back soon. Boy, you can start working while standing if you want. She left the kitchen, leaving us alone. Tell me, did you have to peel potatoes in the past? Are you serious? I'm 14 already. I don't see any connection here. I'm asking about potatoes, not vodka or cigarettes. I thought about how to put it more clearly. So you had to peel potatoes? Of course, what did I just tell you? And how about 100 people at once? No, not for 100, but the difference is that there's just more of it, right? Not exactly. Firstly, we work with the already processed tuber, and second, there's really much more of it. He's suddenly sounding like he's been chopping potatoes for the Soviet Union for the past 60 years now. So you better drop that cleaver that you're trying to take and pay attention to a more modest knife. I took a small knife from the table, checked the sharpness, and handed it to my partner. Again, I'm very proud of the proletarian development we're witnessing in Semyon right now. I'm very proud of him. Less movements, faster process. Let's get started. Uliana nodded and grabbed the first potato, and I filled the nearby tank a third and put it in the middle, deciding to stand until they brought me something where I could nestle. It seemed to me that the scope of work is not too extensive. In any case, it's not 5 full tanks, as in the years of my youth. Yeah, there's just the 2 of us instead of 4. Soon the cook came and put yet another cauldron under the belly of the machine, thereby doubling the volume of what must be done. By the way, she brought me some kind of dirty wooden box, either from under oranges or from under tarragon. In short, it was acceptable. Wow, would you look at that new image? Is that drawn by the same people that draw all the other, like, the images for the original game? Certainly looks the part. And Ulyanka looks fucking depressed. Also, I forgot to read again. I cursed soundlessly and, sitting on the box, plunged into the monotonous brain-cleansing process of gouging out the eyes which the rough surface of the centrifuge had not reached. Ulyanka sniffled, gave me a sidelong glance, but it seems she realized that I was not able to entertain her, and quieted down. Not for long, though. For half an hour, roughly. Hey, don't you sleep there! She threw a small potato at me and hit me right in the forehead. I stared at her in surprise. What are you doing, you little... Oh, boy. I already know where this is going. This wasn't even in the original game, and I already know exactly where this leads. I'm bored. Certainly, she declared. Let's go crazy. No, I have things to do, and I have places to be. I need to be at the beach with Slavia, and I need to do it. Okay, I cannot do that. I can't do this bullshit. I can't. Go, but without me. You turned on the old fart mode again. She pouted and looked at me with displeasure. Actually, acting like a slipper bore. Me? The slipper bore? I didn't believe my own ears. You're whining about being punished again and that you're so miserable. No, I'm just trying to lighten the load. If I do absolutely anything else, you bet your ass Olga Dimitrievna is going to absolutely slime me. The ops are gonna eviscerate me. I'm trying to prevent that. By the way, I'm here with you. Didn't run away. Appreciate it. She picked up a freshly cut peel from the floor and threw it at me. Well, at least not a potato like last time. Thanks for that. To appreciate that I did not throw a potato, a marginal note. What to appreciate? I peeled off the peel from my cheek. The fact that you're throwing all sorts of dirt at me? I didn't finish. Another eye was flying at me. More after it. Ulyanka did not let me do anything, suddenly turning into a machine gun battery, destroying the enemy. So is it any wonder that after the fifth hit in the face, a neighboring nation opened counter fire? Oh, Christ. I roared, scooped up a whole pile of potato remains from the floor, and shot them at the redhead. She laughed enthusiastically and, flying off the chair, raised it so that it turned out to be a good cover spot from where she continued to water me with an incessant stream of potato skin, gouged out eyes, and the devil knows what else. I had to hide behind a box, and there, of course, the cover area was much smaller, so in the end I was fired all over. And what are you doing? Ah, God. I told you I knew where this was going. I told you. The voice from behind did not finish. I left the line of fire at the wrong time, so the last volley went, yes, to the cook. Who else? At the wrong time, she decided to go and check on us. It's so over, man. Just when I think I've got an ounce of respite. Well, Ulyanka. Woman strained, wiping herself with an apron. But for some reason, she didn't swear. Apparently, she already knew that it was useless. Bandits, finish up and get out of here. The door slammed behind her. Shall we continue? Recklessly offered Uliana as soon as the door closed. No, let's finish already. The little one was about to pout again, but I was faster. There's not much left, look. She looked into the remaining cauldron, and indeed there was no more than a quarter left, which we persuaded in less than 15 minutes. Finally! She put the knife aside and dusted off her hands, that skin already wrinkled from the dampness. Yes, we made it! It was a tough fight. Calm down, you'll be rewarded for it. Do you want to raise the flag on the lineup tomorrow? It'd be better if they gave me candies. By the way, about... No, I already checked. They hit it. Let's go at least report on the work done. We found the cook in the kitchen, where she consumed coffee with some, judging by the smell, freshly baked buns. To our "we finished," she gestured to join the tea party, but for us it was already enough water for today. How picky. Cook busted. They don't want tea, and it's not good to let them go empty-handed. She thought for a moment, and suddenly she sparkled. Yes, we have just a few ice creams left from the last session. Let it fall, let it sky, praise the Lord. Let it sing, gracious skies, praise the Lord. Do you guys like ice cream? She blurted out in response to the enthusiasm with which we nodded and, rattling the keys like a fucking baby, went to the refrigerator from where she gave Uliana and me a glass of ice cream. You sure you don't want a cup of tea? At least you get warmed up. No, thank cook, ma'am, Uliana said politely. Just let us go. The cook burst out laughing and pointed at the door. Go ahead, just don't come so early to set lunch. 15 minutes is enough. We looked at each other and nodding went out into the hot morning, eating our ice creams at the same time. And I have chocolate, Juliana boasted. Everyone has chocolate, I laughed. They both are out of the same box. Well, what if? And anyway, I have the most chocolate. Okay, you have the most chocolate. The girl's unspent energy welled up from her, and I hurried to increase the distance separating us. I'll go. I need to do something else at the cabin, the squad leader asked. Let's meet here at 15 minutes before 2, okay? Yes. She turned around and ran, judging by the direction, again to play football. Don't forget. Why? What are you planning? What are you scheming, Semyon? I yelled at her back. Thanks, Mom. She yelled back without turning. I smiled at her last words and moved towards the square. Housework, of course, is a useful thing, but I prefer other kinds of work. Petty one. Pretty one, with golden hair. I'm not gonna comment on that. I grinned and turned in the direction of Genda, since all paths lead to him. Glory to Genda, whoever the Christ he is. Or might be. Day 3, day. Well, I gathered. What? There's a question mark on the stage. And there's Slavia at the beach. Now, if I was the kind of reckless person I usually am with these kinds of games, I would go straight to the question mark, no questions asked. Look at that. It's blinking at me. But then again, Slavia is at the beach, also blinking at me. Look at her blink. Look at her blink. You can't just ignore a woman who is intermittently blinking at you. You can't do that. And so I'm going to the beach. I don't care about no question mark or no nothing. This bullshit. Like on the first day, Slavia grabbed my hand and dragged me along. First to the houses where they gave me black tight swimming trunks, more reminiscent of family boxers. And then, of course, to the beach. In less than 5 minutes, I was already assigned to the case, treated kindly with attention, and provided with the most valuable instructions. Do not stand under the sun, do not wet your head, do not shout loudly. Yes, sir. Thanks, Cap. Semyon? Is it just me, or did her swimsuit become transparent? We're all just going to collectively agree to calm down, take this rationally. We're not going to say or do anything brash, okay? We're just gonna shut up and watch the story move along. Semyon, are you alright? Except for the fact that I'm slowly drifting away. For the most part, yeah, so what are we gonna do? Volleyball. Fuck, I'm awful at volleyball. I mean, I don't know if he is, but I am, personally. Today's a Junior Beach Volleyball Championship, and I would like you to referee the boys' matches while I judge the girls. Isn't it the other way around? Other way around? She seriously thought. No, it won't work the other way around. But why? Besides the fact that you won't be able to focus at all. Please. If a girl gets hurt, I can take her to the infirmary. I'll have enough strength, but in the case of boys, it could not be enough. Reasonable. I had to admit she was right. When do we start? Oh, yes, soon already. She nodded at the group of pioneers squad leaders and slowly headed at the head, slowly gathering towards the beach. I cannot read. They will play from 2nd to 5th squads. That is, there will be 3 matches in total, each with 15 cans. The deployment is normal in 3 I don't know. I don't understand shit, buddy. Can you run that one by me one more time? You can cut only past the player. In the case of cutting the player, removal from the field by 2 cans, it seems nothing forgot. She grabbed the whistle from her neck, imagine hanging there on a string, and handed it to me. Boys seemed to pull up earlier, so you be the first to judge. She nodded at a highly suspicious structure resembling a hybrid of a stepladder and a plastic chair from a football field. You can climb up there if your balance is right, of course. Although it's better not to, I guess. She laughed at my question. Hey, look! I'd be pretty fucking confused too. It swings. I try to dig down a bit every day, and the juniors blow it up every day. That's how we wage war. With varying success. However, for myself, I've already decided to better not to climb anywhere. That's it. Good luck. She waved at me and disappeared at the other end of the beach, doing another, no doubt, important things. Because of the early sun, I had to stand with my back turned to the water so the players, not finding anyone on the usual edge, crowded into several groups. Because of that, it was possible to attract their attention, only with the help of a whistle. I don't have a whistle. I have... What do I have? I have a fucking... I have a harmonica. Well, I blew with all my might. The ball jumped inside the whistle, rattled a trill on my ears, nerves made present pioneers to jump, and pleased the gym teacher who came to a visit. Hey, it's that guy. Ah, Jesus Christ. Man, I still don't know what to think of him. Also, why is his name Sanjic? I forgot what his actual name was, so I guess he's Sanyich now. Also, crap, I need to give him a voice. Well, you have a good damn breather, son. That's an awful voice, and that's exactly the voice I'm gonna give him, because I do not expect to see him ever again past this point. You should be a swimmer. By the way, you're on the volleyball team now, you know. Explain, please. You're judging? Judging, you know how to play. You do. Plus a certain power, a Pioneer was asking for it. You're in the team now. That's it. Fuck. Hey, listen, I never agreed to that. But okay then. Okay then, I guess. Fucking sure. He turned around and headed towards the pontoons with a clear step, expectedly accompanied by a whole cohort of girlish glances. And I threw off the obsession, trying to make me straighten my stoop back, straighten my downcast shoulders, and stick out my sunken chest. What the hell? I love myself, even like that. Ball in play, I commanded. Team 2 against Team 3. Left, right. Having picked up the sword lily under my feet, hid it in my right fist behind my back, where the captain of the third squad immediately poked. The ball was taken by the third squad, the side of the field, by the second, turning the rivals with their backs to the sun. At first I didn't believe it, I asked twice, but then having estimated the time, I realized that if the teams had more than 2 games, then very soon the sun would go sideways, giving the flankers an unhindered attack diagonal. I understood 100% of what he just said. This was not critical for the third squad. With a measurable installed 100-centimeter net, they almost did not cut. They were not tall enough. With the bet on the fence, they did not lose it. Inevitably losing their opponents in experience and arm length and height, they took their toll with their speed and well-coordinated play and attacks. Therefore, the inning played out slowly, and it was already 10 hours past the clock when I finally blew the final whistle. That was horrible. With a gap of 3 points and Team 3 squad wins, the logical outcome, we two were never even able to defeat the Earlers. Life was cruel, even as a child. Teams bust offendedly. It seems like they like to play with each other. No, lads, vacate the area. There are other people who want to play. Someone young, apparently from the third squad, decided to recoup from the defeat. Well, he decided to recoup at someone else's expense, should say. I just went to pick the ball I just went to the ball to pick it up as bare feet flashed in the air, and ball flew far away into the bushes. Cussing, I figured out a possible way to the ball back. Crackling branches like a bear, crawled to get it. Breaking through the bushes, I found myself a small clearing surrounded by growth bushes and the dense thickets of which was a ball. Hey, there's an outlet. Also, new scenery. I took it from the bush and climbed to the exit. The following contenders of the Semyon Volleyball Cup have already gathered on the volleyball court and trapped for the 4th and 5th squads. Age 10 and under, with such high net that it won't even make a poignant moment. Well, anyway, the process of watching the ball crossing the net back and forth gives a certain pleasure. The ball was already there. I picked it up under my arm and again brought the whistle to my lips. Squads, light up. Championship of the camp of the volleyball among boys. The team of 4th is playing against the team of 5th. Left or right? I'm really getting into this. Left! 4th choice, field or ball? Field! Understandable? Understandable. You won't be able to cut, but you can use the sun to your advantage. Although I don't think the little ones have much experience in bullying the enemy team, but still, the morning sun hitting the eyes is a tangible head start. Whistle. Ball in play, 5th squad starts. The game has begun. As expected, the 4th easily rolled out the 5th. Well, in the final, they also successfully failed against the 2nd one. When you're a child, the difference of even 1 year is a big matter. I wouldn't even bet, it's so predictable. I looked at my watch, 1 p.m. I hope Ulyanka will come, I don't want to work alone at all. Lunch. Lunch was indeed approaching, and Uliana and I ended up in the canteen room at about the same time. Olga Dmitrievna was waiting for us here. It seems she was very nervous, glancing at the elegant heart-shaped watch on her wrist. Why she got a heart-shaped watch on her wrist? When she saw us hurrying, she breathed a sigh of relief, however immediately hiding that behind the mask of an angry and enraged squad leader. Oh, I forgot her voice. Give me a sec. Okay, I remembered. Where were you dallying? Lunch is in 20 minutes. Not our problem. Uliana looked into the eyes of the squad leader brazenly and with a challenge. We were told to come at 15, but we came at 20. You should brace us. What are you? Of course, it's 13 minutes for a regular Pioneer, and for us it's 15. Considering that 10 minutes out of 15 we'll be lazying off. The little one blurted out, and the squad leader, unable to resist it, laughed. Alright, quick ones. Wash your hands and let's go. Come what? I decided to help you. What's wrong? She seemed so surprised that I believed her for a whole second. She really wants to provide all possible assistance to the plotting pioneers. Unthinkable. I don't think you can help. I frankly doubted that she would find a place in our small tandem, but it was interesting to see. We went into the canteen, and then I realized how she was going to help. She went to the distribution, talked about something with the cook, took a cup of tea sitting at the table reserved for administration, sat, and looked at how we worked. Well, yes, and I already sat. Yes, it's natural for a person to observe the primary elements almost endlessly. How water flows, how fire burns, and how others work. If that isn't the just pinnacle of nomenclatura, I don't know what is. Most importantly, don't overwork yourself. Your help was invaluable. I really don't know what we would do without you. Here, appreciated pioneer. Olga raised her finger importantly, and Uliana snorted and muttered something about the fact that some people don't work, but yell the most. Fortunately, the squad leader didn't catch the line, and the redhead managed to avoid a legal stick. Meanwhile, we'd already run around half the dining room, scattering compote and saucepans with soup. The younger squads were already rushing into the dining room, despite the fact that there was still no sign of a horn. We stuffed these with the same soup, placing a stack of plates on each table, and as a warning to squad leader, if you can't hold back the children, feed them yourself. I had to work quickly without being distracted by stupidity, and I was completely absorbed in the process, running around with a cart, arranging plates, turning over raised chairs where possible, setting up benches so the kids could sit down. Finally, we worked through the last table, and like the horn of the Valkyries taking the fallen warriors to Valhalla, a signal was heard from the door for lunch. Next up, full stomach. Vachevsky sat down next to Ulyanka, so it was definitely haram to go there. Well, to hell, both of them. I looked around for a free spot. Huh. Okay. Now, is this a no-brainer? Yes. Might this have consequences? Am I gonna look like a clingy boyfriend? Possibly. But you shoot 100 misses of the misses you don't shoot. You don't miss, that you don't take. You shoot that you took. So I'm gonna say with Slavia. It might seem incredible, but Slavia's become even prettier compared to what she was at breakfast. That's very nice of you, Semyon. Don't get ahead of yourself. She seemed to absorb the sun of the beach, the freshness of the water, and the admiring attention of those who looked at her. Beach is incredible. It's a pity, though, that there are a lot of people right now. Well, how do you like the morning match? I shrugged. A match is a match. I killed time, and that's okay. That's good. At least you basked a little. Look at how pale you are. It's aristocratic pallor, which does not exist in the Soviet Union, Semyon. We're going to have to fix that up. A little tan wouldn't hurt. And it would not. It would not. You can't... I realize I look like the fucking whitest person in the room because the light is right here. But trust me, she's right. You look like you came here straight out of winter. Does she know? That was a critical hit. Anyway, I'm not going out in the sun again today. I'm afraid I'll peel off. Yes, you will. Listen, maybe then... What? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. New quest in 3, 2... Shut the fuck up, by the way. I have to deal with garlands for the dances. I nodded slowly. Well, in the meantime, I need to be on duty in the boss's office, answer phone calls, sort photos into albums, and so on. Do you want to come with me? I shrugged. If you insist. Catch me at the administration building in half an hour. I need to finish cleaning first. Listen, man. Work is part of the ethic. Work is part of the ethic. If you don't work, I don't know how you expect to do jack shit. My collar's blue, but my neck is red. Working like a dog just to keep my family fed. Slavia nodded, got up and left. I better shut up. Mostly because it's 33 minutes. And also because I think I'm done for the day. Yep. I see what's happening. And I'm deciding that that's just about enough for one episode. It's been 30 minutes. We've certainly done a lot of pioneer work. I don't know if we have completely crushed Semyon's raging self-interest, opportunism, and other Western imperialist ideals, but I think we're doing a good job. Listen, if he's not motivated by the fruits of his labor, at least he'll be motivated by Slavia. Is that good? Debatable, but it's better than nothing. And so with that, I must tell you, thank you for watching today's episode of 7 Days of Summer Lost Alpha. And I'll see you in the next one.